Okay, what we're going to take a look at in this lesson is dealing with our product catalog and getting the products from our API. Obviously, this situation is not ideal, where we're loading all the time. And we're going to take a look at a way to deal with that for sure. So let's go back to our usage guide in Redux Toolkit and taking a look at an option for managing normalized data. So in this guide, what this is talking about is managing normalized data, and most applications typically deal with data that is deeply nested or relational, and the goal of normalizing data is to efficiently organize the data in our state. Now, we're just getting a list of products back from our API just now, and when it comes to normalizing the data, it means that we store the collections as objects with the key of an ID, while storing a sorted array of those IDs. And by doing or normalizing our data in this way, this would give us a way to access the objects by their keys and that kind of thing. Now, we could do this by hand, and there are examples of doing it by hand by normalizing with a library called Normalizer, or we can use something out of the box with Redux Toolkit called the createEntityAdapter function. And this provides a standardized way to store our data in a slice by taking a collection and putting it into the shape of an object with IDs as the keys, and the entities are going to be our products in this example. And along with this predefined state shape, it generates a set of reducer functions and selectors that know how to work with the data. So we're going to have some magic here. By using this createEntityAdapter, it's going to normalize our data. It's going to give us a set of keys and a set of entities, which is going to be our products, and it's going to give us a set of functions and selectors that know how to work with that data. So fairly powerful stuff. And this is also going to give us the opportunity to solve this problem where we click on a product and we have to go and load it, even if it's the exact same object that we already have inside our collection of products. Let's go to VS Code and get this set up and working. Inside our Solution Explorer, inside the catalog folder, let's create a new file, and we're going to call it catalog slice, which I am sure will not come as any surprise at all. Although I don't want it to be catalog slice.tsx. This is just a TypeScript file, so I'm just going to rename it to .ts. So the first thing we'll do is we'll use that createEntityAdapter function. So I'm going to say const products adapter equals, and we're going to say createEntityAdapter. And we can give this a type, and this is going to store a type of product. Not a product array, just a product for this method. And what we'll also do is we'll create an async thunk to go and get our list of products. So we'll say export const, and we'll say fetch products async equals, and we'll use the create async thunk once again that we have been using. And what we're going to return from this is the product array. And inside here, we're going to say catalog / fetch products async. And then we're going to have our async method, and it doesn't take any parameters, so we can just open up empty parentheses there. And then we're going to add our try catch block. And we'll pass in the error, and we'll just console.log any errors. We will need to come back to what we're doing here, because if you do end up with an error, then we're not going to be catching our promises here. We'll come back to that later. I really want to focus on the slices of what we're using, and we'll come back to what we're doing with the errors a bit later on. And from our try block, what we're going to return is await, and we're going to specify agent.catalog, and then we're going to say list to get our list of products. Then we can go ahead and create our catalog slice. So we'll say export const, and we'll say catalog slice equals, and we'll use the createSlice function. All the things we've used before after the createEntityAdapter, that's the new thing in this one. And we'll open curly brackets, then we'll give our slice its name, which is going to be catalog. We'll give it some initial state. Now we didn't create this earlier because what we get from our products adapter is a method to go ahead and create our initial state. So we can say products adapter, and then we've got the get initial state function. And inside here we can also add more additional state. And the get initial state is going to return from this method some initial state for our products. It's going to have the state for our IDs, and it's going to have the state for our entities as well. You'll see this very soon. As we do this and we investigate the Redux DevTools, we'll see what this is doing for us. But we'll also add some additional state inside here. We're going to have a products loaded state, and we're going to set this to false initially. And we're going to have a status, and we're going to set this to idle initially. And after this, we're going to have our reducers, and once we've provided this, then the errors should go away, and this is our starting point for our catalog. Now, because we've got an async thunk here, we're going to add extra reducers so that we can do something with the products when we get them back. And we'll use that builder function once again. And we'll specify builder.addCase, and we'll specify fetch products async, and then pending, and we'll get the state. And inside here we'll specify state.status equals, and we'll just say pending fetch products. And we don't need to do anything else for loading at this point. We've already got the products loaded set to false, and you'll see how we're using this, because you're probably thinking, well, why have we got two states here for loading? But that will become clear a little bit later, so just bear with me on this. And then we're going to specify add case and fetch products async and fulfilled, and we're going to get our state and the action. And then what we'll do is we're going to use our products adapter, and we'll specify products adapter, and then inside here we get all of the different methods that are available to us to work with our products array. So we've got an option to set many, to set one, to set all, and remove all, etc. We've got an option to update and also upsert as well. And we've got an option to sort them and select by ID as well. So lots of different options inside our products adapter here. But the one we're going to use is we're going to set all, because we're going to set all of the products when we receive it back from our API. Now we pass in state as the first parameter here. And then the second parameter is the list of our entities. And of course, we're going to get that from our action.payload. And then we'll specify the state.status is now back to idle. And then we can say that our states.productsLoaded is equal to true. And we just need to handle the last case for the rejected. So once again, we'll just use the add case fetch products async.rejected. And then we'll just pass the states, and inside here we'll say state.status is back to idle as well. Now, because we've created a new slice, the next place we need to go is to our configure store method, so that we can add our new reducer inside here. And we'll just add a comma, and then we'll say catalog, and we'll say catalog slice.reducer to add list to our list of reducers. And before we do anything to go and get the products using our new async function, let's go take a look at the difference in our app. And if we just go to the Redux DevTools and take a look inside here, and let's just refresh the page, and go to our initial state and click on the state button. If we go and take a look at our catalog, this is our initial state, and the IDs and the entities is provided by the products adapter, and then we've got our two additional pieces of state there. So just as an example to see what we get, we'll go to our index.tsx first of all, and we're going to use the store dispatch to go and get our list of products. This is just temporary, just to see the effect of this. So we'll use our store method, and then we can dispatch from inside here, and we want to call the fetch products async method. And if we go check our Redux states, and let's just refresh the page once again. we can see that we've gone out to go and get our products, and our products is fulfilled. And if we take a look at the state, and inside the catalog and the entities, then we've got all of our products stored inside this entities here. We've also got a list of the IDs that are available from our products as well. And because we've used ID as the name of our identity field, then this is just going to set them to what is the product ID. That's always going to match. If we'd called our ID something different, we would need to do something different here. But this is all good for the time being. Now that we've proved we can get our data and store it inside our catalog slice, next we're going to take a look at selectors that we get with the entity adapters.